August 6th, 2011. U.S. forces struck power generation facilities in Iran late last night. The destruction of the Kang power station and Bandar Hamir power station leave much of the area west of Bandar Abbas without power today. The strikes are aimed at degrading Iranian air defenses in the region as U.S. forces continue operations in response to the attacks on merchant ships in the Gulf 2 days ago.
We're on the sydy part of a strike package tasked to disable LAR airbase. We'll fly to waypoint 2 and refuel the shell, then work on station at waypoint 3 until we get the signal to push. A known SA-10 installation is located east of LAR airbase at waypoint 7, which is set up as a target point. There may be other pop-up SAM targets as we approach the area.
2 copies.
I couldn't have put it any better myself, though I will run through the mission plan again in just a minute here in case anyone couldn't hear him. He is a little quiet, I do apologize. But welcome aboard the USS John C. Stennis, and welcome aboard my F-18 for the final mission of Operation Exigent Riviera. Part 1, anyway, is what the campaign is properly called, so there will presumably, go away Discord, be another part at some point, which I may or may not cover when the time comes, but we are just about ready to go here, so we will have the chief remove the wheel chocks, call up the TACAN for the carrier, and I think we should be good to go here. I'll just make sure we've got some nice tail heavy trim because we are quite heavy today. I'll explain what we are actually going to be up to once we launch from Cat 2 here and are on our way. A little to the right. And bring her on over. And stop. Spread and lock the wings. Now that there's nothing around us that's obviously going to be in the way. Geez, that is a lot of tail heavy trim. I'm just going to wipe the flight controls to make sure that's really what that's supposed to be doing. I've never really looked at the tail before during this. Anyway, I don't think there's much else to do, so we'll whack down the launch bar, hook up to the catapult. Hook up to the catapult, there we go. And good to go, launch bar comes up. Just gonna actually double check my checklist here. Make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Seats armed, emergency brake is off, nose wheel steering will actually be off because the launch bar is down. Yeah, I think we're all good. Okay, well, without further ado, run her up to full burner and get going then. And here we go. And we're up. Gear and flaps come up. Aim for about 500 feet. And about 20 degrees to the right of our initial launch track for a little bit of separation, and then come left. And then remain below 500 feet until we're 7 miles from the boat, and then we can just proceed en route. And while we're doing that, I will explain the remainder, the mission plan for today. We are Enfield 1-1. We are a suppression/destruction of enemy air defenses element of a strike package which is hitting LAR Air Base in southern Iran. A B-52 is going to come over and bomb the place, so we need to make sure all the SAMs are dealt with before then. Our mission plan is to refuel with Shell at waypoint 2, then hold at waypoint 3 until approximately 6:30 a.m., at which point we will get the code words Cherry Tree, and we'll push towards the target. Our principal target is an SA-10/S300 site, which is located at waypoint 7, but we will have to deal with any other SAM threats which come up as well. And we're coming up on waypoint 7. I'm going to slow down a little bit so my wingman can catch up, but we're going to punch up waypoint 1 and start climbing. So yeah, that's our mission. To that end, we are carrying, by way of weapons, 1 AGM-154C JSOW, which is a nice long-range glide bomb, which should be helpful because the SA-10 shouldn't be able to intercept it, hopefully. We also have 2 AGM-88C HARMs slung under the wings on the inboard pylons. can probably be used more effectively for more short range or slightly more primitive SAM threats, which won't be capable of shooting them down. And then on the outboard pylon on the starboard side, we have one AGM-65F infrared guided Maverick, which is also a pretty useful weapon for destruction of enemy air defenses, especially mobile SAMs at a slightly closer range. And of course we also have the cannon, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. And I think that's pretty much everything explained, so we're going to make our way to the tanker with all due haste, get refueled, and be ready to push on time. Goody goody, we are cleared contact, which is good. We are running slightly late. Our push time's only in 5 minutes. Fortunately, the tanker is actually pretty close to waypoint 3, so it'll come to the wire, but I don't think we're actually going to be late. As long as I can do this in timely fashion. I mean, we haven't burned that much fuel on the way here, even. We're really just topping up. But it's worth doing, especially for my wingman, because what DCS wingmen are like. They are more than happy to burn all their fuel when they're hundreds of miles from home, like there's absolutely nothing to it.
Contact.
Yum! Contact.
You're taking fuel.
Well, that went really well. I've actually been taking advantage of the current sort of free trial period that the DCS lot are doing, and which I think goes on for another 4 or 5 days at time of recording. I've been taking advantage of that to learn the F-14, and actually first air-to-air refuel in that was surprisingly painless. In general, I'm quite enjoying the F-14. I will quite possibly end up buying it during the sale, which is also ongoing. Let's have my wing... Oh, poop. No, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, at least it was on the wrong radio, so we didn't actually hear it. Flight... Tanker. There we go. Tell my wingman to do some tanking as well. No, I gotta get restabilized after fiddling with the radio. But I should be full up in a few more seconds here, I think. Yeah, there we go. Huh? Alright. Put our knob away, figure out where my wingman is. Yeah, he's coming up here. I'll move over to the right observation position so I'm well out of his way, and we'll wait for him to finish tanking, I guess. And the code words just got sent out, so you'd better hurry up, buddy. And get done with your tanking. He just plugged in. And he's done! Okay, he didn't burn as much fuel as I did, apparently. But let's head to waypoint 3 immediately. Thanks very much for the lovely gas passing. And I'm also going to punch up Overlord on the radio so that we get AWACS data. We do have F-15s going in with us who will hopefully deal with any Iranian fighters, which is good because they're apparently expecting the Iranian F-14s to come out again. Oh boy, so waypoint 3 we should be at 20,000 feet, and then at 30,000 feet for the rest of it. I shouldn't be descending too much then. Oops, and I blew right through waypoint 3 there. Let's get there as quick as we can, because we're slightly late. I'll try and be on time for the remaining waypoints. What's our time on station? In fact, we can probably go straight to waypoint 4 now that we've got the push code. Yeah, our time on waypoint 4 is 6:32. Yeah, we're gonna have trouble making that. We'll be a few minutes late, but we'll run full mill power and see if we can make up for that lost time. I don't mind having the cap go in a bit ahead of me anyway, but that might be a bit unreasonably selfish of me. one thing I will do is come up onto the stores page, and I will start nominally aligning the JSOWs and Mavericks, which need to be aligned in advance, so that they can, I mean, that alignment will degrade, but we can realign them more quickly as we get close to the target. Since I anticipate having to switch between things rather quickly, I'll set this up preliminarily, because I will be using TOO mode on the JSOW since we have the target set for a waypoint. I should have probably just done TOO mode attacks in episode 5 when I dropped 3 out of my 4 JDAMs into the sea because of a little screw up. I did go back and learn how to use the F-model Mavericks properly without the targeting pod though, so hopefully we shouldn't have any trouble with that this time. Anyway, we're still a long way from where we want to fence in, so I'll probably come back when things get spicy.
Enfield 1-1 Wilco.
Stand by for words, eh? Are we getting some fresh information? Better get my pen and scribbly paper ready. Well, we're waiting. Ooh, there's those F-15s.
Update on primary target location. New coordinates are north 273815.49er, east 544223.22, elevation 2103 ASL.
Copy that. New primary target coordinates at north 273815.49er, east 544223.22, 2103 feet MSL.
Okay. Well, that gives me something to do. The position of our primary target has changed. We're still on our way to the fence-in point. We're about 5 minutes out, and we've just about made up for all the lost time by running on mill power this whole way, so hopefully it won't be the end of the world. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Data. Waypoint. Waypoint 7. Target. Yeah, whack that up on the UFC, and we will input that new position. It's not very far off. So, position north. 273822. Or no, that's the old position. North. 2738. 15. Decimal 40. Whoops. How do I do the precise? Oh, right here. Okay, UFC position. North. 2738. And position north. 2738. Oh, I see. 15 decimal 49er. That go through properly? I hope so. East. 54, 42, 23, 22. I think that's how that's supposed to work. Alright, elevation in feet, thank you very much, is 2,108. Or was it 2,103? I think. The thing I wrote down, it's hard to tell. 21, oh, I think it's a 3. And yeah, that should be that. Alright, that's configured then. And we're coming up on, in fact, I think we just passed the fence-in point. Okay. Can all of this. Waypoint. No, waypoint 5 still up ahead. Okay, we are 2 minutes out. I'll whack this back into EW. And since we're approaching the fence-in point, I might as well just fence in. I've done everything except turn the master arm on, so the big scary switch that makes things die if you push the buttons. Well, hopefully, anyway. And we will press on towards the target. Alright, we are passing the fence-in point and heading towards the IP. I've actually called up waypoint 7, even though waypoint 6 is the proper IP, just so that I can designate the target. It goes into my TOO mode and we get proper data on when we can release this JSOW. I'm tempted to climb so that we can launch it from further away. That being said, I know if we go much higher we're going to start contrailing, which is not the best thing to be doing when there are SAMs around, but I might have to weigh the balance of risks when it comes to this. I don't know. 6 minutes. Yeah, we're going to have to go a long way, and we're going to be well within the S300's engagement zone. So I am indeed going to climb and not care if I start contrailing, even though it would theoretically permit any given undetected SAM system to target me optically, which is not the best thing. Where's my EW page? There we go. BB, I think that's the SA-10 search radar. I don't remember what its actual code name is, so I'll just call it the big bastard. Because it is. It's huge. And allows for launch from quite far away. And yeah, we start contrailing. Once I have launched my JSOW, I may drop lower. F-14 spike! Was that an F-14 spike? No, because I don't have the RWR on the HUD. That's the target marker. Woo! Heart attack time! It's okay, the F-15s are still out ahead of us, so they can deal with any Iranian Tomcats that decide to have a crack at us. Again, I'm actually tempted to push her up into burner here to give me more speed as well, so that we can launch that JSOW sooner. In fact, yeah, I will. This thing sips fuel up at this altitude, so it's no big deal. I might level off not much higher than 35,000 feet. We'll see about that. I want to be in the high subsonic range when it comes to speed. And that will be that. Actually, how much fuel do we have? We're down to 9,000. I'm actually going to pull her out of burner and level off. I don't want to be that wasteful. Quite, I don't think. So level off. Getting an odd bit of stuttering going on here. I'm not sure what's responsible for that. I do hope it clears up soon enough. We are now theoretically within the threat ring of that SA-10. So we'll see when it actually starts trying to lock us up. Hopefully, it's in more than 2 minutes. I don't like the look of that ridgeline out ahead of me there, it must be said. I'm a little bit worried about the JSOW being able to clear it, since it is a glide bomb. So, I want to get as close as I can before I launch, is the idea here. .180. Well, it does look like the Iranian fighters are at least pretty far away, which is good. Means I can deal with their SAMs first. I think the actual F-14 base is quite a long way inland, so that's probably why. Mud 2 o'clock, eh? Another BB. That'll be the SA-10 site in Bandar Abbas, which is over there. That's not our responsibility for today, though. Though presumably it'll have to be dealt with at some point. Okay. Getting reasonably close to our launch parameters here. I'm actually gonna light the burner again and start climbing and accelerating again as we get really close, just to give us the best chance of this thing actually hitting. And I'll wait until we're as far inside the launch zone as I can before I actually fire it again, just to give us the best chance, because, yeah. The JSAW is the only weapon I have which I'm really confident will be able to actually kill this thing, so if I have to do it with anything else, I'll have to hide behind those ridgelines and get creative. Okay. Springfield Flight is defending Sam. Those are the F-15s out ahead of us, so presumably it's going to be mostly focusing on them. Callous as it sounds, that's fine by me, because it gives them someone else to shoot at while I get closer. I'm probably going to wait until it actually engages me before I launch my JSOW. Although, if that's the target, and the JSOW is going to go in more or less a straight line, I'm not all that worried about it clearing the ridgeline now. What I'm actually going to do is go a bit to the left, just in case it gets hoodwinked by that hill you can see down there. Okay, 42 miles to target. Okay, we're coming up on being about as close as I dare get. Let's double check the status of our JSOW here. Elevation, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that should all be fine. If it doesn't fire on us, I'll launch at, I don't know, 35 miles? Yeah, 35 miles, I think I'm satisfied. It'll clear all the obstacles and get in properly. Let's not descend, though. 2, 1, 35 miles. Off she goes. Alright, Godspeed, Mr. JSOW. I'm gonna head back to waypoint 6, which is the IP. I see something on the data link. If that's an Iranian fighter, the F-15s will have to deal with it. I think I'm too heavily laden to engage in an air-to-air fight effectively. And we're losing that spike. It's not because they're not painting us, it's because they're below us and the RWR doesn't pick up something that's underneath my butt. So I could be about to get a SAM up the Turkus, but I really don't think so. The other thing I'm going to do is descend so that we stop contrailing on our way out here. And yeah, once that S-300 site's down, I'm going to push towards LAR because there is a suspected SA-11 site there. I'm probably going to leave my wingman at the IP when I do that, to be honest, because I don't trust him not to get himself into trouble. This airplane is really pulling to one side now that that JSOW is off. Hopefully I'll get a chance to launch something from the other side. Let's see, I'm going to try and trim it out. Alright, we're done with the JSOWs. Let's pull up the harm in self-protect mode for now. That way I can launch that at any given threat. And if I may be so bold as to look at what my JSOW is doing. Okay, I'm not too worried about that being able to find its target. Hang on, let's level off here. 116 for 190. Yeah, that doesn't really concern me very much. Harm is ready. I do apologize for all the stutters. I'm really not sure what's responsible for that. Anyway, let's have a look at this JSOW, shall we? I'll just watch it for now, since I think I'm beyond the range of any particular threat. He says. I will switch back into my cockpit with some frequency. Just out of curiosity, what's our best range, or most efficient speed at this altitude? Oh, 0.75 Mach. Okay, I will throttle back a bit just to save fuel while we're not actually doing anything. Defending Bandit. Yeah, that... I'm not going to regard that as any concern of mine right now. I think I see the S-300 site down there. Cool. If that be the case, and the thing is actually going to hit pretty soon, then I'm actually going to turn back in. Or start turning back in. so that I can go in and engage the SA-11 at LAR as soon as I can. Yeah, that's looking pretty good for the moment. Oh, and it's making some terminal corrections on the way in. That's nice to see. Bleh. Can you make another terminal connection over to the right so you actually hit something? No? Damn it. Score 1 for modern technology. Okay. In that case, wingman, stay here so you don't friggin' die. And I'm gonna have to go in and engage that thing. I might just have to shower it with harms and hope for the best, even though I suspect it'll be able to shoot them down. I'll have to fire them from as up close as possible, I guess. F-15 spike, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll hide behind the ridgeline is what I will do. And engage that site with both harms. I think is just what I'm going to have to do. I wonder if I messed something up with those coordinates. I really don't think I did, though. So I'm a little bit disappointed. This is one of those moments when I wish I had a targeting pod, because then I could have just corrected as much as I like onto the target. Oh well. Do my best here. Level at 10,000 feet. Thing's not painting me. It must be actually occluded behind the ridgeline then. Actually, it's behind the next ridgeline, isn't it? Yeah, I see that hill there. Okay, I'm gonna climb a little then. Home fuel. Yeah, the fuel situation isn't great. I might have to stop at the tanker on the way home. We'll have to see how this pans out. This'll do. You don't want to get too high or too low when you're salmon hunting. You want to be high enough that the little mobile things in AAA don't hurt you too much, but at the same time, high enough, or at the same time, not so high that you're unable to avoid anything that's fired at you. Like here, I can utilize terrain, which is always nice. Nothing from that site yet. It's curious. I guess it is occluded still. 730 miles. Kind of wish I had an extra JSOW, actually. Well, I don't know. A targeting pod actually would be ideal for this mission. Oh well. That could, I guess, be a possibility now that we can put them on the cheek station. 28 miles. Out of curiosity, if I want to burn as little fuel as possible, yeah. Okay. Whatever. Well, we're well within the engagement range, so it must be occluded, he says. I know it's down there. Can't rightly see it from quite this far away, though. Where's LAR? It should be over there. It's not actually designated as a waypoint, so I'm going to have to find it visually when I go to deal with the... Eek, when I go to deal with the SA-11. You know what? Designate that waypoint so I get a nice diamond on the HUD. There we go. Oh yeah, it is just occluded there behind that ridgeline. That's really helpful, because now I can get really close and still see it. So yeah, This will leave me in the unenviable position of having to take on an SA-11 with a single Maverick. That might be difficult, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. This system is the larger threat. It covers a larger area. So it's going to have to be my priority. Is it painting us yet? Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to get as close as I possibly can because I know I can hide behind this terrain when it fires at me. This ridge line here. I'm not going to get any closer than that because that would be stupid. Ooh, I see the sight. And the big bastard is currently selected by the harm self-protect mode. Yeah, you can see that diamond there. The waypoint was a little bit off even though it was precise. So, score 1 for military intelligence, as they say. So yeah, not my fault. It was the coordinates which I was given that were the problem. So, coming up on 10 miles. Alright, come on, paint me and shoot me. I dare ya. But I should have a good enough solution with this harm. And Magnum SA-10 times 2, breaking away. A little bit curious about the fact that it didn't shoot at me or anything, but there you are. I'll just peek in and out from behind this ridgeline here, why not? Where is it? I don't know. What are my harms doing? I don't have any view on them. Did they kill something? Maybe. Let's climb up and see if that thing paints me again. Maybe they've expended all their missiles at those F-15s. If they did, I might just charge in and shoot up the place with my cannon, to be honest. Where are you? Ooh, I see it. Okay, I'm just gonna climb up, put the meat on the table, and if it doesn't shoot at me, I'm gonna go gun it. Yeah, it probably should have been painting me more or less immediately there, so... Yeah, I'm doing this. Pontiac defending Sam, because yeah, I need to go over and deal with that other Sam as soon as I can as well. Try and set myself up for a somewhat high angle strafe here. I'll try and get two things at once too. That big tower there is the tracking radar and it can't launch without that, so that'll be the main target. I'll see if I can whack that little launcher as well, maybe. Well, no, let's get the truly important target first. Alright, 450 knots is plenty fast. We'll shoot at maximum range and then booger off.
Altitude.
And she's unwinding. There we go. Tracking radar damaged. That should have put it out of commission. Alright, let's get out of here and head for Lar. Should be, roughly speaking, due west of here. There we go.
Enfield 1-1, copy SA-10 is offline. Target the Hawk battery near the airfield.
Hawk? Oh, okay, that wouldn't be. That's not so bad then. What's this spike I'm getting over here? SD. Will that be the Hawk side? I don't remember what that indicates. Anyway, let's see if I can find that airfield. I see some buildings over there. Yeah, that's Lar. No, that is an SA-11. Whoa, and it's shooting. Okay. hide in the mountains. How about? Yeah, that's not gonna be a problem. Okay. What is gonna be a problem is actually dealing with that site. We'll get that Maverick ready. Because that's the only feasible way I think that I'm going to be able to deal with that. Boy. My PC doesn't like flying near the ground in Iran. Yep, there we go. See if we can lock that up super quickly. Oh, I do apologize for this. Nothing I can do, I'm afraid. My God. Alright, I got some separation, and now we're going to go back in and try this Maverick business again. I'm going to just have to pop up over the ridgeline, fire it, and then duck back down as quickly as I can. So we climb a little bit, not a whole lot, and level off the moment I spot the field. I think that's a search radar. I'll shoot that up on my way out. I think. There's the town. Where's the aerodrome? There it is. Alright. And ground stabilize the Maverick. That looks vaguely radar-y. And I'll get as close as I can before I shoot and turn away. Should be good enough. Rifle, SA-11, LAR, is the radio call I would make if I cared. And then duck, back down behind this in here ridgeline, and keep our eyes peeled, I guess, for what happens over there. Oh, I see it plain as day now. I could just about duck behind those buildings and charge in and strafe them if I absolutely had to. Oh, boom! Okay, there's a thing destroyed. Alright, I'm gonna probe that thing and see if I can get it to shoot at me now. And if it doesn't, I'll go in and strafe the launchers, I think. Yeah, putting the meat on the table here. Alright, you going to shoot me? Can I see any anti-aircraft guns on the field? There's a good question. I can't. Okay. In that case, your people will pay for this. Let's have a look at that. I think I got the radar. I'm not sure though. Either way, it doesn't seem to be shooting. It could also have expended most of its missiles blasting away at our F-15s. But we'll see. Any aircraft guns down there? No. I'm gonna put out a few flares in case of any man-pads though on the way in. Flare. 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 Try and line up to strafe all three of these things, since they were foolish enough to park them all in a row like neat little rubber duckies. And off we go. Flare. Flare. Did I hit anything? Surprisingly not. Okay, well, let's try it again. Just go for an individual object this time. And I don't think anything shot at me, so I think the threat from triple air manpads is minimal to non-existent, which is nice. And a little bit surprising, but there you go. I'm definitely hitting those things. Don't seem to be damaging them though. Oh well. I'm going to back over the ridgeline. Now they said something about a hawk sight. I'm not sure what to make of that. Is there anything which would indicate that? No. I'm going to deal with that search radar though. It's up on one of these peaks here. I saw it, the big ol' spinny dish. There it is. But I'm going to have to get out of here pretty soon regardless because I'm running low on fuel. Was it aware? Yeah, there it is. So hopefully I've more or less done what they've asked of me. I got no solid indication that I was cleared to RTB, so I'm not really sure what to make of that. Yeah. Anyway. I'm a bit puzzled that I wasn't damaging those Book launchers. Actually, we'll see if I damage this. Went right through it.
Altitude.
That's interesting. Have some of these objects been made invincible or something? Yeah, I don't think there's really anything more for me to do here. I'm gonna have one more crack at that search radar. Just in case all my bullets really did curve around it. But barring that, I'm not sure what else I need to do here. Aim right for the base. That's all my ammunition. Huh, that did damage it. Interesting.
Altitude.
Well, I'm now completely unarmed, so there's not really anything else I can do barring air-to-air combat. This is all horrendous cheating and whatnot, but yeah, I don't think there's much left for me to do, so I think I'm gonna head home and make some evaluations as to whether I need to hit the tanker on the way back. And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Alright, I made it home without any particular incident, and I sent my wingman home from his holding point a while ago, so that should all be fine. I was never formally cleared to RTB, so I have a feeling I'm not actually going to get a 100% result on this mission, but I guess I'll just have to live with that. I wasn't entirely certain as to what additionally I was supposed to do beyond knocking out that SAM site at the airfield. Which it called a hawk site, but it wasn't a hawk site, so that causes some state of confusion. But we'll just have to see when it pans out when this is all over. Okay, so anti-skid is off, hook bypass set to the carrier, hook is down. Get ready to break into the pattern, and got a signal of Charlie, so we should be laughing. Deck is clear. Slow down just a little bit, back to 350 knots. Now, I've been practicing carrier landings in the F-14 recently, so we'll see how badly that screws up my attempts to do it in the Hornet. Alright. Coming back, boards out. I'm supposed to be at 800 feet, not 1,200 feet. Oops! I'll just have to... Why are you ejecting? Maybe he was really low on fuel. I can't take responsibility for everything stupid the DCS wingmen do, so I'm just gonna have to wash my hands of that. Oh well. Anyway, let's get down to 600 feet and get on speed. pretty much where I want to be in the downwind here. Whoop. Okay, that's one F-14 habit. I should have brought the power back up sooner. Oh well. Got on speed. Actually quite nicely there. Ooh. Okay. Let's just keep her level here then. Whack the ILS on just so I can get those additional cues when I'm getting into the groove. And how are we looking? Can we see the round down yet? Nah. Oh, let her down a little. No need to climb here. And it'll be time to turn pretty soon, I think. Yeah, good a time as any. Okay. Let her start down a little bit, but not too much. And resist the urge to peak until we hit 90 degrees. Resist the urge to peak until we hit 90 degrees, he says. Peak. Looks pretty good, actually. Ooh, but let her down, let her down. Not too much, though. Ooh, yeah, we are nicely on glide slope. Let's see if we can expedite turn here to get in the groove. Blew past it a little bit, but nothing I can't correct. I'm going to call a ball now since I can. Come on. Okay, let the nose down. Is that carrier even moving? This could be interesting. Let her down. I know. I'm coming over, don't worry. Do I listen to his wave off? Let's see if I can catch the 4-wire. No, it's a bolter. Okay. Yeah, I should have listened to the wave off. Alright. Yeah, I don't think the carrier was moving. I think that screwed me up. Okay, well, we'll try and compensate for that this time. I'm very low on fuel, so let's not bolter again. Come up to 800 feet and 350 knots. I think actually when you bolter, you're not supposed to bring the gear and flaps back up. You're just supposed to go straight back into the pattern, so I'm going to try and unstuff that. Get the boards out. Ladder down here. And gear and flaps come down. Yeah, that was a bit screwy. I really don't think the carrier's moving. Did you see a wake? I didn't. Oh, we are slightly narrow on the downwind. Should be more or less trimmed properly to get on speed, so I'm not going to touch that too much, he says. Apparently not, actually. Okay, trim up. Bring her over. I was hoping to have a nice trap for the last one of the series, but perhaps that's still doable. Oh well. Anyway, we got lots of time to get nice and established on speed in the downwind. Let her down a little bit since we're slightly high. Yeah, that boat isn't moving. One of the many mysterious phenomena of the unexplained on this mission, but yeah. Oh, come on, let her down, we're still high. Look at the boat. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room before I turn in to get in the groove this time, knowing that the ship's not moving. I'll give myself a bigger pattern. Just so that we can get all those little issues fixed before it's too late and we get waved off. Nope, keep looking. I know it's low, but home is here. That being said, if I bolter on this one, I might go to a tanker, if there's one actually orbiting the fleet, which I'm not sure if there is. I didn't see any indication that there was. So, Let's just trap this time. Ooh, really high, so we'll let her down a little more than usual in this turn. Pretty much on glide slope, actually, so we'll let her up a bit. Doesn't matter as much that we're slightly high since we're starting from further away. Whoop. Okay, you don't need to bring that nose up too much. We don't need to be climbing at any point during this. Ooh, we're a little, cut the turn a little tight there. So I'll just let her slide nice and smoothly onto the localizer. Whoops. A-18C. Chauncey Stennis. Inbound. Oh no. Never mind. We'll just ignore that. Ooh, let her down. We're slightly fast. I was nudging the stick. Naughty! Let the nose down. This is not the time for stutters. Let the nose way down. We need to get back on the ball there. Oop. There we go. Back on the ball. I know. Don't worry about it. Ooh, let the nose down again. It's really screwing me up in terms of where my nose needs to be, because normally I'm compensating for a moving ship. This is going to be ugly. Bolter, bolter, bolter.
Bingo. Fuel low. Fuel low.
Damn it. Okay. Alright, get back into the pattern then. We need to trap this time. Level off at 600 feet. My hook is down, yes? Okay. I touched down early on that one, so it would have skipped over the wires. That's why I boltered in that case. So yeah, this time I think I'm actually just going to fly the needles and try not to reference very much visually, because all the cues are going to be off when the boat's not moving. Which kind of sucks, but oh well. This is going to be the longest video yet, isn't it? Probably. A little close on the downwind. Oh, let her down. You don't need to climb. Oh boy, we're getting into the therapy session. Ooh. Therapy session in the pattern is obligatory when flying the Hornet, apparently. Oh, I should have caged the HUD when I rolled out. That's why I was messing up. Okay. Bear that in mind then. And again, we'll give it a little more distance. Just to have more time to get into the groove. I'll wait until we hit 2 miles, how about? I probably have enough fuel for 1 more bolter. So, yeah. That's the situation as it stands. Up a little. Get on glide slope. That's 90 degrees. Looking okay. Might want to ease out of the turn a little bit. Probably not much, actually, though. Come on. Up a bit. Get on the ball. Ooh. And almost straight into the groove. I'll have to adjust slightly left, but no biggie. And throttle right back. And get right in the groove here. Nose down. Fortunately, the throttles are fairly responsive. You still have to anticipate it a little bit, though. Slightly high, ease her down.
Springfield 1, passing waypoint 5 at 7,000.
Come on. Still slightly high. I just have this morbid fear of letting my velocity vector drift too low. Is my issue here. Okay, now just reference the ball. Fly right on. 3-wire and we trapped. Okay. I'm good with that. And I think that's where I'm going to end it. This has been the final mission of Operation Exigent Riviera. Unfortunately, because of all the low-level flying involved mostly, it did involve a great deal more stuttering than I'm entirely happy with. I think in future, any DCS content of mine is going to be on slightly less hardware-intensive maps like Nevada or Persian Gulf, just in an effort to avoid that. But, yeah. It is what it is. At any rate, I hope this campaign has been enjoyable. Let's check my score. Yeah, I did not complete this mission for reasons that are slightly unclear to me, but apart from that, I have to say I do recommend this campaign very highly. It's a great deal of fun, and it will test your skills in a number of ways, and I hope that this playthrough of it has been at least vaguely entertaining. And, boy, starting as we mean to go on, aren't we? I hope this playthrough has been at least vaguely entertaining. I have been Mr. 66D, playing through Operation Exigent Riviera and DCS. That is all, I think. Toodles.